Thank you, Congressman. My font is somewhere in between and everybody else's. Good evening, all of my friends here. It really is wonderful to be with you this evening. Listening tonight, it reminds me that next year our country is going to celebrate our semi-sesquicentennial. 250 years is a milestone that invites some reflection. The founders of our country could never have imagined a room like this. A room filled with leadership, voices, and the vitality of the Asian American and Pacific Islander communities. And yet they had the foresight to put in mechanisms to make this room possible. They believed in things like we the people, and the charge to form a more perfect union. These remain two of some of the most powerful ideas the world has ever known. But the meaning and the promise of these words are not self-executing. They require a kind of sacred dedication, a hope in the unseen, and real work that ensure our democratic processes live up to their promise. APIA Vote breathes meaning into our democracy every day by engaging, educating, and empowering AAPI communities, and by strengthening and sustaining the culture of civic participation. So thank you for all that you do to keep our democracy vibrant. Congratulations to the honorees tonight. You know, I'm a frequent visitor to DC. Philadelphia is home for me, so it's very meaningful and special to be here with Asian Americans United and Asian American Community Fund of Pennsylvania. I get to see up close and personal the work that they do every day. It's tonight an honor to speak to this group about my former colleague and dear friend, Johnnie Giles, and to celebrate what you've already heard is his extraordinary legacy with all of you. I'll be honest, walking in here tonight, I had my wife's voice in my head. When I sent her my remarks, she sent me a text and said, "Are you going to be okay?" And I said, yeah, no, I am. And looking at this room, I'm okay because Johnnie's legacy and Johnnie is very present in this room. It hardens me to see folks who knew him for a long time and people who didn't know him. But you are his living legacy. I've been with Comcast for 24 years, starting in 2001, and Johnnie started 2 years later. Over that time, I had the privilege to help build our government affairs and external affairs functions, and Johnnie was an incredible partner in all of that work. I first worked with Johnnie when he led our government affairs in California, and even early on, I just knew he was extraordinary. He carried this strategic calm. You read it with Johnnie, you always knew it's going to be all right. We're going to figure it out. He connected the dots better than almost anyone. He knew how to place you with the person, 3 states or half a world away. And he was a natural leader. Deeply grounded, generous with his wisdom, always lifting others up. Always lifting others up. In 2011, as we were closing the acquisition of NBC Universal, Joe Oz and I had the opportunity to recruit Johnnie to come to work in what would become our corporate external affairs function. An opportunity that not only shaped our work, but shaped the culture of our company. Johnnie helped define how we show up as a company, how we build trust, how we partner with communities. He forged relationships with intention and purpose. He just made us better. His partnership with API Vote and your leader, Christine Chen, is a powerful example of that. You already heard tonight that Johnnie served on the board for over a decade. And you heard all the things he did. I'm not going to recount them because we've heard it multiple times. But Johnnie didn't just stop there. His fingerprints are quite literally everywhere. In the organizations he helped to fund, to found, to support, and lead, in the coalitions that he nurtured, in the civic ecosystem that he helped to build. Johnnie was the rare civic and political leader who made the work about others, not about himself. He poured his time, his influence, and his care into the causes he believed in and the people that he believed in. I was able to hire extraordinary leaders like Minnie Timaraja, Linda Shim, and June Kim because Johnnie opened doors and recognized talent. Through his work, Johnnie Giles expanded civic opportunity, he deepened community ties, he left an enduring imprint, not just on this community, but on our country. Thank you for giving me the privilege to be here with all of you to recognize my friend and to get to see his legacy in front of my eyes. Thank you.